Oh. Ready? Stay tuned for Airgun Detectives. Welcome to another episode of Airgun Detectives. I'm your host, JC, and our rare and unusual series continues. And today, we're going to take the mystery out of the Umarex Legends P08. We'll get into specifically what this is in just a second. But before we do that, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button down in the corner. It's absolutely free, it doesn't cost you anything, but it really helps support the channel, and I would be very grateful for that because I want to keep doing what we're doing here. Also, if you have the opportunity, check out my website, www.airgundetectives.com. On that site, if you have a break barrel air rifle and you'd like a set of custom bipods for it, we have our Generation 2 bipod kit. So check those out. Also, I've got t-shirts, I've got hats, and those of you who have Gamma rifles that have either the SAT or the CAT trigger, I have a very inexpensive trigger kit that will turn those triggers into a match style trigger. It really will. I'm telling you, it's probably the best investment you'll ever make on your Gamma rifle. Also, check out my random inventory I throw on there, because what I do is I try to sell some old stuff, buy some new stuff, bring you more content so we can do more reviews here. Anyway, let's get back to the subject on hand. The subject on hand is our Umarex Legend, right here. Our blowback. This is the P08. And let's show you that right here. All right, so here's our P08. Anyway, this is a replica of the original Luger P08. And they were originally made by the German and the Swiss. They made these Lugers, or what you would call parabellums. Parabellums means semi-automatic pistol. That's your parabellum. And these were actually manufactured, the originals were manufactured between 1898 and 1949. These are well-known sidearms for the Germans in World War I and World War II. And you guys have seen a lot of those older movies. The Germans always seem to have a Luger with them on their side. But this is an incredible replica. And what is this exactly? This is a CO2 blowback, and I'm talking authentic blowback. When it comes back, it looks just like that. They really did a good job in replicating this. They really did. But this is a 12-gram CO2 BB pistol with a dropout magazine. And this is one of my favorite magazines because it's got the CO2 and the valve all in one, which is great. And it's really easy to load. It's got this nice slide you just pull back. And then if you get yourself one of these BB loaders, these really save a lot of time. And Barra makes the best one. I'll leave you guys a link before, because it's got this steel push rod, which is nice. But you just basically push that on here and bam, a couple pushes, and you've got 20 BBs. I think this holds up to 21 BBs, this magazine. But again, it's all metal, and I just like the setup on this. I really do. Anyway, the gun itself, I'll set this thing up here for you. The gun itself, so you can stare at it. Hopefully it'll stay in place. There you go. Anyway, the gun itself weighs just under 2 pounds. It's like 1.9 pounds, so it is very solid. It's all metal with the exception of the grips. The grips on it are a synthetic material. It's got a really short barrel. It's got a 4-inch barrel on it. It's 8 3/4 inches overall, but it does have that beautiful dropout magazine that'll hold 21 rounds. So this is a beautiful, beautiful replica, and this is part of the Umarex Legend Series. Now keep in mind, they claim this will shoot about 300 feet per second, but we're gonna go take that out and test it. Oh, and this also has fixed sights on it. Now hopefully you guys can get a sight picture out of this so you can see. It's kind of a V sight in the back and then a post in the front. But pretty cool. And oh my God, this is just, it's so solid too. This is a really, really solid pistol. But let's go out and test the performance, and then we'll come back and talk about it. But oh, before we get into that, you know how I bring you rare and unusual, and sometimes you guys get upset because, oh, I can't find one or they're not available. Guess what? These are still available. So these are going to classify our unusual set on the rare and unusual. These are very unusual, but they're still available, and I'm going to leave you several links down below in case you're interested in one. All right, let's go out and test it, and then we'll come back and test the Parabellum over the Crony. We'll see what type of velocity we got. This really is a cool gun. It definitely reminds you of the old German Luger. But anyway, let's shoot 5 shots over the Crony. We'll average it out, see what our average velocity is. Also, we're just going to be shooting 5.1 basic zinc BBs. All right. Shot number 1. 315. Shot number 2. 309. Man, the trigger on this thing is just insane. Let's see. What are we? Shot number 3. 306. Shot number 4. 302. And one more. 297. Okay, you can see we average right around that 300 feet per second, just as advertised. But anyway, the blowback on this thing is so cool. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next segment. All right, let's test out our P08 for some accuracy. We're going to shoot our usual, just the 5.1 zinc BBs. We're going to be using the splatterburst targets. These are the 8-inch targets. And I'm going to aim dead center, and we're just going to see how well it groups, because these are fixed sights on this, so there's no adjustable sights on that. But we're our usual 10 meters away, which is roughly about 11 yards. Go ahead and check that out real quick. You can see what we're shooting out there. All right, so what we're going to do again, 5 shots. We're just going to see how well this groups. All right. Shot number 1. Shot number 2. Shot number 3. Shot number 4. And one more. Shot number 5. Man, that is a heck of a group for a pistol with this short of a barrel, and it's a smooth bore. You've got to like it. And the blowback on this thing is probably about the heaviest blowback I've felt on one of these. It's so realistic. Anyway, there you go. Here's your group. All right, let's move on to the next segment. All right, let's do a little trigger test on our P08 and see what actual the pull weight is. I'm going to tell you right now, this is a really, really light trigger. So we have our trusty Lyman trigger gauge here. We'll reset that, and let's just see what we get here. £1 pound, 14 ounces. 1 pound, 14 ounces. Yeah, and this thing has an awesome heavy blowback recoil on it. It's pretty neat. Anyway, let's move on to the next segment. All right, let's do a little plinking with our P08 here. That's what this gun's designed for. Plinking, having fun. You're not going to win any accuracy contests with it, but you're just going to have fun with it, and that's what this thing is designed for. So we're usual roughly 10 yards, actually 11 yards, which is roughly 10 meters, and vice versa, 10 meters, 11 yards. Anyway, we're usual distance. Go ahead and check that out real quick. You can see we got a few targets set up there, some aluminum cans on the bottom, some pill bottles, and even a little shotgun shell. I'm trying my luck with that. That's going to be a pretty tough one. But anyway, I got about 20 rounds. We're going to shoot to either I'm out of BBs or all the targets are knocked out. So let's see what happens. And remember, in the accuracy test, this thing kind of shot a little to the left, so I'm going to compensate for that. And I'll aim a little more to the right, and we'll see how well we do. All right, so start on the left side, on the bottom, and we'll work our way. I hit that can. I just had to hit it twice to knock it over. Okay, now we're going to work our left side and work our way over to the right. Told you that one's going to be tough. I'll come back to the shotgun shell. Okay, now the shotgun shell. That is a tough one. Got it. Yeah, that one was just a little, that's a little thin at that distance, but hey, we got it. But this is what this is designed for. This is designed for plinking, having fun in the backyard. And this, I'll be honest with you guys, it's a blast with that heavy blowback. And it's so rare. It's kind of unusual, you know. All right, let's go ahead and move the next segment and we'll wrap this up. All right, let's wrap this up with our conclusion. I do have to say, this is the coolest CO2 pistol. It really is cool. But like any of them, let's start out with my negatives. I got one very minor nitpicky thing. And at the same time, it's not too shabby. If you'll notice the warning label on here, at least they put microscopic on here. And but I just hate the little warning labels on there. But I would rub this one out with a bowling pen. No issues whatsoever. I just haven't done it yet. But it's very, very small, which is really nice. So let's just get right into the positives. Again, guys, I can't tell you. This thing is just so cool. It really is. It's an outstanding replica. And I love the blowback on this one. I just love the blowback. It is so crisp and so hard. It really is. And don't get this pistol confused with, there's a couple other models, or a non-blowback. I think there's like 3 of them out there. But this is the Umarex Legend Parabellum, the P08 with a full blowback. And let me tell you something, this blowback, out of all the CO2 pistols, this is probably one of the hardest blowback pistols that I've seen. Now with that, you're not going to get as many shots. You're going to get about 2 magazines out of this. That's what you're going to get, 2 magazines, so about 40 shots. But I'm telling you, the experience of shooting it is worth it, because when this thing comes back, I mean, you can feel it. It's fantastic. And that's the whole idea with the replica, is you try to make it as authentic as possible. So let's talk about some of the other positives. So the blowback is sensational. It really is. Outstanding replica. The accuracy is fantastic in this. You guys saw me plinking. You saw me shooting our stationary target. This groups well. We're talking about a 4-inch barrel, which is pretty short, and a smoothbore BB. So we did well with that. Also, I like the dropout magazine here. I really do. The dropout magazine, it has a CO2 valve in it, and they sell extra magazines. So these are still available to purchase. You can get the magazines. But all metal, but your whole valve's in here. So if you have issues with the pistol, odds are you just replace the magazine and you're good to go. But I really like that. And I do like the fact of it's got a nice catch where you can pull the slide back and load your BBs. And again, I said, get yourself one of these BB loaders. This one's put out by Bear, but it's the best because it's got the metal plunger on it, and it's really durable. I've broken some of the other ones quite a few times. This one has been hanging in there, I'm telling you. I probably got 4,000 BBs through this one. But yeah, so the magazine is totally cool on this. It really is. This thing just fits. God, everything just fits so nice on this. What else do I like? The velocity, it was right there. They advertised around 300 feet per second, and you guys saw we got every bit of that. So we really did get the performances what the manufacturer was advertising. This really is one of the coolest, most unique pistols, so it definitely qualified for our rare and unusual, because we're going to classify this as unusual. But again, I'm telling you, it's still available, and this thing is right around $100, low 100. So 120, probably right around there. I've seen them on sale. You can get a good deal. So, but I'm telling you, if you are at all a fan of the German Luger, this is the one you want to have. I'm telling you, it is so much fun to shoot. It really is. And that heavy blowback just makes the experience that much better. But anyway, this is an incredible replica of the original German Luger. So it's a must-have if you're into that type of thing. It really is. But I would give this is a 5-star pistol all the way. First of all, just the fact that they could duplicate this and this blowback, it's so unusual the way it works, and they have it perfected, just like the real one. It really is. So, like I said, for your low hundreds, it's wholly worth it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Airgun Detectives. Remember, this is our rare and unusual series. I'll bring you one of these episodes every month, and I'm going to show you something that's either rare and unusual, which this classifies for the unusual, or maybe both. So I'll show you that anyway. But hey, I appreciate you tuning in. I hope you and your families are all doing well. You're getting plenty of shooting in. So until next time, take care and God bless.